What are the length and width of this rectangle? Well, let's take a look. So the area is represented by this quadratic, 8x squared plus 22x plus 15. Now we know that the area of the rectangle is simply length times width, so I need to factor this quadratic. Now this quadratic is in standard form. The a value is 8, the b value is 22, and the c value is 15. In order to factor this, I need to look for two numbers that add up to 22 and multiply to 120. I'll give you a second to find these values. And as you may have figured out, these values are 10 and 12. 10 plus 12 is 22, and 10 times 12 is 120. Now, because the a value is not 1, I need to factor by grouping. And this means I'm going to take the 22x and I'm going to break it up into those two numbers 10 and 12. And it's going to look something like this. 8x squared plus 10x plus 12x plus 15. And you'll see that 10x plus 12x is just 22x, so I've essentially dissected that middle term. And the reason I did it is for this next step. I'm now going to group the first two terms and the second two terms together. Now I have the exact same thing as the previous line, but brackets. Now that the brackets are here, I can factor out common terms from each set individually. Now from the first set, I'm going to factor out a 2x, and that's going to give me 2x, and then in brackets, 4x, which is 8x squared divided by 2x, and then 5, which is 10x divided by 2x. On the second set of brackets, I'm going to factor out a 3. 12x divided by 3 is 4x, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. Now you'll notice that what's in brackets, 4x plus 5, is the same, and that allows me to simplify to this final line. So if I factor out those brackets, I get this final line, 4x plus 5 and 2x plus 3. And those are my two factors. That's my length and my width. But hold on, you might be wondering, the question asks you what the length and width are. Surely they can't have x's in them. Well, in this case, if I don't know what x is, then yes, I've simplified as far as I can. My length is 4x plus 5, and my width is 2x plus 3. But suppose we're told what x is, so let x be 2. Well, now I can actually find the real values. So I take my length and width expressions, and I substitute in the 2 for x. So I have 4 times 2 plus 5, and 2 times 2 plus 3. Simplifying that, I get 8 plus 5 and 4 plus 3, and therefore my length is 13 units and my width is 7 units. Now your length and width will change depending on what x is, but this is how you solve for the length and width of this particular rectangle.